Well, to me, if you're using consciousness in a manipulative way, then you're actually acting in your lower frequency, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, to be fair, because you're just trying to manipulate. It's like if someone's like Empress and all of this, but your action, but your actions don't lead with it, isn't it?
Even so, do you sense T as well? So, because I can sense it, but I wanted to understand from a female perspective. Do you sense energy before you even like? If someone's approaching you, can you sense that like, yo, he's saying something, but actually he's not matched up with his energy? Can you sense that?
Yeah.
100.
So then, what do you do with that? How do you?
I don't know.
Do you educate? Do you empower? Or do you just shut it up like that? I ain't got the energy, because you can obviously.
For me, it depends. Depends on the situation, because it's like I'm a person that's in different fields, whether it be working or socially or whatever else. So sometimes when I'm out and it's like work/social, people will come up and talk and certain things, and I've seen your energy from when you was waiting in the queue. By the time you come to one, and I've heard maybe some of the conversations that you're having aloud with people, that's already going into my head. So by the time you come and talk to me being me, I'll banter with you. And then when something's said and it's like, no, I'm serious, I'm like, oh, but was you serious about when you said that to your boy when you're standing in the queue, yeah? And normally they're like, so I'm like, yeah.
He's got a thought.
Throw it away.
Sorry.
So for me, it's just like kind of shut it down in that sense. If it's somebody where you're on your own and in a social space, I'll be honest, I don't really think I take the time to even do the whole educational thing with them, because if you think you're there already, or you're pretending to be there, I don't see the point in me educating you.
Okay, so listening to you guys speak, I'm just processing it all, and there's quite a few points that I've taken from that. Firstly, you said a conscious man abusing his power, let's say, is working on lower frequency, yeah? I'm trying to figure out why it's a lower frequency, because generally people believe that they have a certain perception or a certain standard that somebody else has to live up to, firstly, yeah? So really his priority could be, like Anne said, living a vegan, free, healthy life, and he's actually very happy single, but he wants to sling it around, yeah? That's just not his priority, to approach someone with the same intention that they have, but he finds you attractive, right? And also, on what Jerome says, it's kind of like a two-part question here, on what Jerome says about energy, yeah? If women are so in tune with people's energy, why do you think that a lot of them are getting it wrong a lot of the time?
A lot of women are getting it wrong.
Yeah.
I was going to say that.
Well, I think the lower frequency, so the first part, is because if, regardless of what you want from a situation, you lead with honesty. So even if it is, I do just want to sleep with you, you're entitled to have those feelings, but be honest about that. So if you approach a woman and this is what she wants and this is what you want different things, if you're acting in and you've been truthful with each other, if it's not the same, you walk away. That's what I would have seen.
So just quickly,
yeah, go ahead.
I appreciate that actually, first good answer. But in saying that, could he not then be honest, but also be conscious? Do you get what I'm saying? So like he could approach you like queen, yeah, and still be honest. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But in a sense, that is still him abusing his power, quote unquote, yeah, because he looks like, I don't know, when people say conscious, this is just my stereotypical image, yeah, but he's got like long ass dreads, he's like glowy, he's got the suntan, he's got all of that shit going on, yeah.
And he's got thinking about that.
No, yeah,
Suntan.
you know what I mean? Like sitting out in these days.
But that's because you associate, because I was gonna say, as you were speaking and you was like queen and consciousness, you can just call me by my name and you're still in your consciousness.
And you can still see you as a queen.
And still see me as a queen.
With a K.
Of course.
Yeah,
No, of course, I agree, but I'm going off of the initial question, so, and used the word queen, so I'm going running with that, yeah?
Cool.
So what a lot of men do, yeah?
Right.
I'm not all men, but what a lot of men that are doing their thing, yeah? say they're young, 25 to 27, yeah, and they're making bank, yeah, they will say, and they're driving a nice car and doing things, they will say exactly what they have in store for you. Like, it's not going to be that, but I will shower you with a lifestyle, you get to jump in my car, you got to use my money, all this stuff. And the women will think, oh my God, he's saying he wants to marry you. But if you actually listen to what he's saying, he's not saying
He's
it.
not saying
Saying
that.
that.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Of course.
So to take that analogy and put it into a mature, conscious setting, if a guy looks the part, does everything right, dreadlocks are creamed and that, yeah, is it still not the same thing? Why is it a lower frequency?
No, but we was talking about it being a lower frequency if you're using it as a manipulation tactic.
So,
But it's all manipulation.
no, for instance, if you tune into a radio station, there's an intent, you need to go to a certain frequency, right? But you're utilizing, you're going into an energy, well, you're speaking into an energy field, but the intent's a different frequency. That's what I believe, what I'm hearing from you. So, like,
So are you not saying it's not bad nor good? It's just
a different intent.
Okay.
So it's not,
okay, yeah, that makes
it's
sense.
not coming from an honest intent. So it's like you've tuned into this frequency.
But why is it
thinking,
not honest? See, that's
Listen,
what I'm hung up on.
so, do they usually say they want to smash in the beginning?
Not
No,
in
I
those
don't
words.
think most-
Not in those words.
Yeah,
Not in
no,
those words.
no, it depends on the man, obviously.
Yeah.
But that,
If he's a poet,
but
he's going to articulate that.
if it ends up just being a thing of where he wants to smash and use up your time, but not necessarily, so like he'll take all your energy, but like he won't put nothing back into you, then at that point you're being used. Now, will they come out and say, right, this is what I have planned for you? Not us, for you. They don't usually come like that. What they usually do is they find a way in, and don't get me wrong, what I do believe is that if the women take it on board, it's because they're at a certain place also.
That's what I'm saying. So basically everyone, in this scenario, to me, I think everyone is using their own manipulation tactics to get what they really want.
Alright, see, if I go back a little bit, the whole thing of our ideologies of what's conscious, yeah. My mind's like got different brackets or categories of consciousness, if that makes sense. So for me, a guy that says, like if we're talking about the honesty and comes up and says he wants to smash a hook, that's cool because you're direct. You've put me in a position where it's a choice that you've given me. So I can either say, yeah, that's cool, let's go, or no, I don't want that. If you weasel your way in for me to find out that that's all you wanted, you have wasted my time, because unless I'm happy to go along, because that's where we get misled with things.
Do they usually say that?
Most of them don't.
But you end up finding out.
But I'll be real. I normally put people on the spot with asking the question, what do you want? And it's normally, you get the, oh, what do you mean?
Yeah.
What do I want? Let's see where things go. And you see, when I hear that line, stop.
Why is that
Stop.
a bad line?
I'm not saying it's a bad line.
It's bad for her.
Because
why?
for me, it's let's see where things go. Okay, cool. We can always see where things go, but what's the basis of seeing where things go? Right? It could be, you could have, let's smash at least once and see if we both like it and if we want to do it again. It could be, let's just try and see if this could work out as a romantic relationship. Let's see if we could end up as fuck buddy. Let's see if we can end up having a family. It's too broad.
It's grey area.
Yeah.
A lot of grey area.
So, and there's nothing definitive in that. So my thing is, all right, cool. So before we go on that, let's see where things go, and we spend money unnecessarily and waste time on this. Do you want to smash? Generally, the answer is gonna be, well, yeah, or the ones who think there's we will try with that. Yeah, at some point.
No, but
Don't
it's a trick
bullshit.
question, though,
It's
yeah?
not a trick question. It's a direct
I
question.
can see why it's a trick question.
No, it's not. And listen, why this. Alright, let me tell you why it's not quickly. Yeah, you will know. Yeah, and this, it may be a prejudgment, but from all the guys I've asked, yeah, they've all said yes. You will know if you want to smash a girl.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Firstly, anyway, that's what it went for. Right, what I'm gonna say is this, yeah. What I'm gonna say is this.
Alright, sorry.
I'm gonna say is this.
Sleep web.
The reason why it's a trick question, yeah, because I feel generally when you meet somebody, yeah, typically women, right?
Mhm.
They would want you to be like, you're my queen, you're this, you're that, da 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 da. When the situation comes, when the question comes as, what was the question? What do you want? Or what do you want? Yeah, I think it's too soon to be asking a guy.
No.
I think it's too soon to be asking a guy, because the truth is, guys don't really like you have to remember that. No, think about it. Women are on a clock, yeah. Society will say women are on a clock, yeah. Have babies, do this other bullshit. It's not true. We know it's not true, but that's how it's portrayed, yeah. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And men's clocks are longer. We're not really on a clock. We can keep going for time, yeah. So typically, women mature quicker than men. So when women are asking a question, where is this going? Men ain't ready for that question.
No,
yeah?
but this is where
But
I think
then
you
I
are misconstrued
think,
with that.
To me, I'd rather you just. I'm so sorry.
Go on.
I just think if you're not ready for it, you're not ready for it. That's on you. But I don't think there's nothing wrong with asking, like, it's like a job. Like, this is the responsibilities. This is that. I'm letting you know off before you even sign up and try to get an interview. Like, what is it? I'm just saying, if you're
What
not.
do you mean?
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah, but you got to pass. You got to have probation. You got to pass.
Yeah,
Some
but
of
that's
probations are
after.
12 months.
No,
and shit.
of course,
You got to
of
know
course,
what's going
but-
on.
Yeah, but
No,
you've
of
got to
course,
have
but
that
you have-
state.
Yeah, but she's saying
I'm
you already
saying
have an
before-
idea. There's
You
a
have
said
the
you
process.
idea
said it
before you
before.
even
What?
apply for the job.
About like just being clear about what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Am I making
No.
sense?
I'm saying.
I feel like
yeah.
I'm making sense.
I'm saying
What?
that you don't. No, you are making sense. I'm not saying you're not making sense. What I'm saying is, I think generally that asking a guy, asking a guy, what do you want when you've just started seeing each other, or when you spoke for a week and you're like, well, where's this going? I think typically that will come as a bit like a, oh shit, I don't really know.
I think
But
Because
do you know
it's
what?
like
I think
maybe
you have
a
a
bit-
problem with.
You know what? Let's go
can I
back to
just-
consciousness though.
No, hold, sorry, one second, Jay.
Okay, go on.
What I will say in answer to that, I think the problem is you guys, and I'll say guys, most guys, are not comfortable within themselves enough yet to say, I don't know.
This is what I'm saying.
That's
And just
it.
be honest,
Because
you're
the same way
comfortable.
you're saying it could be like pressure or a trick question, it's not. If you don't
So
know
if
the
someone says I don't
answer,
know to you,
Just deal.
yeah.
what do you then do?
No, but my point is,
You're not
okay,
serious.
But I
no,
don't know. I
see,
can see
no,
for I
but
don't
alright,
know,
some
you know.
girls may say that, but for me, especially if I'm the one asking you, where's this going, or I wouldn't even say where's this going, I would say, what is it you want?
What do you want
Yeah.
from that answer?
I want you to give me the truth. That's it. If the truth is that you don't know, say I don't know.
I don't
If you
know.
say, do you know what? I saw you, I found you attractive, but there was nothing past that to say I want to have a relationship. I
Yeah.
want to do. Fine, because in that,
What do you girls
I
get
still
from
know
that?
that.
Honesty.
Do you know what it is? Knowing where you stand.
Yes.
Yeah, but wait.
You know where you
So
stand.
So
If
you
he
know how to play
doesn't
the
know,
game, like you know what to do next. I'm
no, but you can
because
ask the right questions from that point.
if they say, because I'm getting what they're saying is,
Yeah,
it's like,
definitely.
if they're saying okay, cool, I know what it is, so I know, do I need to like keep a barrier, that kind of things, like how am I playing this? Because if you choose like, okay, well, if we can flow, I've always been like, let's flow, and let's see how it goes. But it's down to you. Like I know that a lot of women are more like, they have a plan.
See how it goes.
Do you get what I'm saying? In terms of like, well,
No, I'm saying he
can I
was
see
saying
can I see me being him being a husband? Does he have the right qualities? Does he show up? Is he emotionally intelligent? All these things. But if we talk about consciousness, like when we talk about a conscious man, would you even need to have those conversations?
But that this is
Like,
yeah,
what,
sure,
this is the
sure.
point. No, but the thing is, it will be different. I feel like it will be different, and that's
Because
what I was
you
trying to
have it
say
through
about the
I feel
different
like a
levels.
conscious
Because,
man would be more open to have those discussions.
but the
because he
approach
knows
will
what-
be different as well.
Yeah.
The
And the thing is,
approach is
But
But
there's always room for
fundamentally
things
it's the
to
same.
change.
It's fun. Right, this is what we're saying. Yeah? This is how it
This is
goes.
what you're saying.
No. This, no. This is what I'm saying.
Let me make that clear.
Alright, what you're saying, how you're differentiating guys, it's all the same thing, So if he's conscious or not, that question is going to come up. Whether the guy is conscious or isn't conscious, that question's going to come up. If you say it to a poet, 9 times out of 10 is the way he's going to articulate his words is going to make you think that you got an answer, but really, you ain't got the answer you want. So I feel that women are asking questions that they're not really going to know. Actually, it might be what Jerome's saying, how they're going to play it next, which may not even be the right thing. Whereas if everyone just flows, if everyone believes in energy and thinks your energies match, what's wrong with seeing how it goes?
May I ask you a question?
Of course you can.
Me asking what your intention is, that is still a flow. it's not out of alignment.
No,
It's not out of.
it to me, it isn't a flow.
I know
To
to
you.
you.
I know
to
to
you.
you. All right,
That's why I said you.
question. Yeah, typically as fathers, yeah, we've heard. I don't know about you, but I think as girls, we probably hear it. No, this is what I'm saying. As fathers, you've got the line that goes, "What are your intentions with my daughter?"
Yeah.
It's kind of like, you see how we hear that line as a fatherly line. What's your intention with my daughter? Yeah. Well, it does.
Like, what the
It
fuck?
does,
I don't
yeah.
actually
Because
know.
usually
What
he's
was
like,
it?
oh shit, I don't know. But the point is,
no, it's alright.
but the point is, if you don't know,
it lets me know where your
you
mind's
should be put
at.
under pressure.
Because they might be in a place where it's I do know, and if you don't know, then mean
Do
you
they?
can't
Do
do
they?
that. No.
If I'm not in a state
But
of
what I'm saying is
confusion,
that if they're sure, and in their mind they think that they know what they want right there and then, that's just what it is. If the guy don't, then they can make a decision there and then.
You don't flow.
And it's like whether they truly know it or not.
That doesn't make any sense.
That makes complete sense.
Okay, so I hear what you're saying. So I'm not saying what you said doesn't make sense. I'm saying that whole programming, that mindset doesn't make any sense. So the way I look at things, yeah, especially in relationships, right? You don't actually know what is or isn't good for you, or what you do or don't need to learn from a particular person until you've gone the stretch with them. And that stretch could be 2, 3, 4 months, yeah? So if someone's walking around like, do you know what? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with what I'm saying, I'm just saying if someone's walking around like that, I feel they're missing out a lot. If they're like, I want to marry the first person I meet, I'm not going to lose my virginity until after marriage, and all this other stuff that they put, that those pressures on themselves, and then they meet this one, and the guy, and you say to the guy, what's your intentions? Yeah, because my intentions is to live happily ever after, and the guy is being genuine, like Ant said, in that moment, being genuine, and he says, yes, I want to live happily ever after with you. Yeah, let's get married. You go get married tomorrow, right? Divorce rates super high. Bare divorces, bare arguments, no one lasts together. Why? Because everyone thinks that what they want in this present moment, is the correct way of thinking. Whereas I'm saying, actually, just hold on a moment, enjoy the journey with this person, because time goes like this anyway, yeah? So if you enjoy it with the person, and you actually deep it, and then a year down the line, 2 years, 3 down the line, you think, oh, actually, I've really enjoyed what I've learned from you, what you've learned from me, we're exchanging energy, that's great, then we can decide to move forward and get married and do all those things, because you're both consciously learning. But when you're rushing, you're missing that whole journey process and not taking the time to tick those boxes.
But now, are we taking into account the many men before that have fucked them over to where they have to put it in that way because they're scared of wasting time in their mind with dealing with the same shit because they took that approach before?
Right. So what? In my opinion, yeah. So all this is in my opinion. Make sure that's clear. Yeah.
Love that.
So when you're taking the past into account, because men have to take past into account as well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When you're taking the past into account, you know the next woman I'm gonna vibe with can't be X, Y, because of X, Y. So if a girl's in an abusive relationship and she spots those tendencies and she gets out of that relationship, the next guy she meets, if you take your time, you can get to actually see whether that guy has some of the same traits as that previous person, some of the same tendencies, and then it's a red flag. Whereas if you're like, well, what do you want? Yeah, what, you want to settle down, you want to do this? You kind of gloss over all that to run into the sunset and miss it.
I think you think it's in an aggressive way.
It could be both ways.
I could meet you and I'm asking you, we're having a conversation first time, what's your intentions? You might be like, well, this is where I'm at in my life, as a man, this is what I'm looking for. No one says it's definitely going to be me, but it's nice to know what your plan is. This can change, so we could maybe date, you could be like, yeah, this is what I want, but let's just see how we go. I might not be the one, but at least I know you have an intention.
But would you?
An intention's a good thing.
No, that's fine.
I
but
think intention's key.
No, definitely.
Yeah,
but if a guy says, so if I said to you, I just like your energy, you know, but we're not compatible in any way, shape, or form. But I like your energy at the moment, yeah. You ask me what I want, yeah. You ask me what I want, and I say I'm sexually attracted to you, but beyond the physical, yeah, I can't really see how this works.
Yeah.
Me being 100% honest.
Okay.
Yeah? Are you still gonna entertain that guy, or are you gonna be like, oh no, that actually doesn't make sense?
No, you entertain him
I'm
if you want to.
If you want to entertain
Yeah,
him,
but what? 9 times out of 10. Is that,
If you're sexually attracted to him,
to be in
But
that
I
situation,
recommend you
you would have been, to be asking that question, you would have been attracted to the person.
yeah,
So
but if
I'm
my
asking.
I'm saying if my intention isn't just to be playful with you, then I can walk away and I'm fine with that.
But
And that's
see,
what I'm
I look at
saying.
That is, I want your energy. To me,
Yeah, that is what
that
it
sounds
sounds.
like a leech.
That
So I'm
is
like,
That is
Exactly.
a leech.
It is.
And that's why
But
I
you
don't,
can.
I don't want that.
But
Can I go away?
But
Can I
it depends. Sorry,
Sorry,
one
one
second. It depends on. So this is what I'm saying. Yeah? When you start, I agree with the exchange of energies. Yeah, but in my opinion, for two people to exchange energy, there must be something that you also want. Yeah, there must be something that you also want. And there's usually when people are attracted to someone, it's usually they're like, you feel they've got something that you haven't got in yourself. Yeah, which is why we're attracted to that person. So the fact that you're there anyway, to me, says that you could have a lot to learn from that person. So if you're cutting it dead there, I see it as somebody, and it's not just women, this is both men and women, yeah? I see it as somebody stopping their growth. Because who's to say what you learn from someone within 3 months isn't gonna put you from, not looks wise, just generally, put you from a 3 to a 4. And then the person you meet after that, because we're all on a journey to try and be complete as possible.
Yeah.
But now look,
Yeah, go on.
you're not supposed to get your lessons from any and everyone. So just because you missed that one, you might have to learn that lesson through someone else. Like, we always miss opportunities to grow through individuals. That's life. That's how it works. But there is no, alright, look, in my mind, there is no mistakes. Everything
Agreed.
happens how it happens. If someone approaches you and you say, no, Bon you, it weren't him.
No, but I'm not saying, so I agree with what you said, I'm not saying that you have to give everyone a chance and opportunity. What we're saying is, remember how it started with the question of, what do you want from this? So when you're in that space that you're asking that question, you've already said to that guy or woman, you've already aired off 5 people, and this person's actually, I like you, so you get into a stage where you're like, what are we saying? What's going on? So you've already counted for that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Can I interject? Sorry. One thing I've noticed you've said here is you keep going back to what do you want from this? Whether it be what do you want from this, what do you want from me, or what. There's a difference, and it may be small, but it's big. Yeah? What do you want from me, this, us, situation, whatever? There's a big difference from saying, what do you want?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying.
But what I'm saying it to people in general, because I think sometimes we don't realise it could be one word in a sentence that can change everything, yeah? And the reason why I say it is back to what Resh said earlier with knowing what that person wants. Me saying to a guy like, oh, what do you want? Isn't specific to what do you want from me? What do you want us to be in this situation? Do you want there to be an us? Do you want it to be single? Do you want it to be what do you want? If that point he says, do you know what, right now, like he said, right now in this part, it could be I've just come out of a relationship, so I don't want anything serious, but I want to get to know people. Even if he says I want to get to know people, or I want to just see what's out there, what I'm attracted to, what I click with, who I click with. He's put himself in a position where he knows what he wants. He's also put me in a position to understand what he wants, and he's put me in a position to know where I stand. At that point, I can say, well, do you know what? You seem really cool, we can vibe, but I'm going to let you know at this point, because we're not at that stage of us being anything, if I was to meet somebody that I vibe with and I felt there was a stronger connection, I'm open to go elsewhere, like yourself. If he then realises, I don't know, a week, 2 weeks later, you know what, I don't want her to do that. That's for him to come forward and say, do you know what, I feel like X, Y, Z, and I know I'm still not saying we have to be in a relationship, but I would feel some type of way if this, because now she's getting like, feelings change, yeah, and feelings can develop. You don't have to go instantly from I'm cool if we see other people to I want to be in a relationship, but you have feelings in the way that come. I don't think I'm ready for it, but I know I'll feel some type of way if she starts seeing someone. it's stages, and at that same time, you're still learning, you're still growing, you're still getting to see tendencies, red
Okay,
flags.
so I
all-
tell you-
Can I
Yeah,
I'm so
no,
sorry.
go.
Off of the back of that as well, if we're talking, because this starts off being about the conscious person or conscious man. When you're on when we're dealing with higher frequencies, we're talking about alignment. So if you want something different from me, we're not going to be in alignment. So at the end of the day, life is going to bring conflict anyway. Yeah, it comes. But for you to create it, knowing that you and someone are on different pages, it's like if you as a man said to me, I just want to smash, knowingly, openly, knowing that that's not what she wants. Somewhere down the line, we're going to clash somewhere. And that shouldn't be a confusion or a shock to you because we wasn't in alignment or on the same page, maybe not even in the same library aisle, to even be in this situation.
Oh, okay.
Am I making sense?
Oh, right, so-
And I think a conscious man, even if he was like, for instance, if he was like, well, I'm at a stage, I got my house, I got this, I got my savings, I want to get married, and then he meets a woman that she just wants to have sex. A conscious, you know what? Yeah, this is like a spirit of confusion for me, you know. My spirit's in alignment, we're good over here, she don't want what I want, so yeah, especially don't go there.
Okay. That makes sense. That definitely makes sense, and I appreciate that. Just to touch on what T said, when somebody answers that particular question, you subconsciously start behaving differently to what you would have if that question was never brought up in the first place.
But even if you act differently, is the way you're acting wrong?
I'm not saying it's wrong or
No,
right.
no. The reason when I say it, not necessarily for you to answer it, and I say it's wrong because we would do it naturally over time if we're watching things.
Yeah,
if that
but
makes sense.
if you, all I'm saying is people will tend to shoot themselves in the foot if they took on that advice of ask the question, find out what's going on so early, especially if it's really early.
But when we're saying so early, we keep saying, or you keep saying so early on. What do we say is early on for one?
Okay.
And two, when
Alright, let me do it like this.
where does the time limit come in?
Let me do it like this. Let me do it like this. Yeah. Let me do it like this. If we talk, let's talk monetary because that's what people aspire to a lot. Yeah.
But that's not.
I would say don't change
Money
it
and relationship
early.
are big things.
It's
Hear me
big,
out.
but it's.
It is,
That's
hear me out,
from
hear me
time
out,
we speak
hear me
about
out,
money, that's
hear me out,
not.
hear me
It
out.
changes it.
Hear me out. No, it is the depth. It's the depth. This is how you have to. This is how you
I
have to
know
make money.
it's
yeah?
attached to it, but
Listen.
Go
yeah,
on,
I'll let you
go
speak
on.
on.
If somebody, yeah, and this is no disrespect to anyone out there, but let's say somebody is on benefits, council, estate, yeah, and then they meet Jeff Bezos, as an example, yeah.
Who's that?
I know, I was thinking, I was going to get
Amazon
yeah.
guy, yeah.
Okay.
Amazon guy, yeah. They meet Jeff Bezos, yeah. Now, in my opinion, we can all agree they're not on the same wave, yeah. Their mindset, everything's different, yeah. But Jeff could have a lot to learn from this person, and this person can have a lot to learn from that person. Does that make sense, yeah? And probably this person will understand hanging out with Jeff Bezos for a week or 10 days is probably going to start to really understand that. Right, actually, the way my thing's set up, if I start thinking similar to how he's doing it, I might be able to better my situation. Does that make sense? Yeah? So now, if we take that philosophy and put that in a relationship, why would you want to cut off somebody? Because remember, we're past the stage of just letting everyone in, yeah? Because we're at a situation where we're asking that question, yeah? So we're past that stage, yeah? Why would you then, in my opinion, cut something so quickly when there is, I just think there's an abundance, so much to learn from somebody else in that situation where your energies have already brought you together. Does that make sense?
Because it might not be there for them. It might not be time for them at that point.
Yeah, but what you learn from that person, like you said, there's no else, yeah?
Yeah.
There's no else. So I'm not saying you're gonna meet
All
someone.
else, learning.
Yeah, for real. I'm not saying you're gonna meet someone and they're definitely gonna be great for you. I'm saying because you don't know it, and we know that humans are scared of the unknown, yeah? So what you don't know, you're cutting it off. So what you don't know could be very positive or it could be negative. But you still, for some reason, if you believe on energy and it's brought you there, I think that you still should explore that to a degree
I hear you, but
One
you
has
have to
to
be in a
But
relationship
that's what I'm
context,
saying,
right?
we're-
Couldn't
yeah,
just
we're-
be in a
Because
friendship
that's how we're talking about. We're talking
But
in
what
this
is
we're talking
the-
about
what-
friendship.
But you
not
can
say
still have
some-
that in a friendship. couldn't you?
But we're not talking about friendship. We're talking
Yeah, but
about
that's
relationship.
but that's
If a
the
conscious
point
man-
though. Sometimes it can lead to just being a friendship, just because someone
Yeah,
says, "All right, I don't want that." Right? If you believe you like my energy, yeah, you don't think there's anything like you said with the guy. I like your energy. I find you attractive, but I don't feel like we click like that. What is to say if our energies are that strong, we're supposed to learn. Why can't we still have some form of
Yeah.
connection?